Sheldon Whitehouse. I represent Rhode Island in the Senate. Well, investors should be taking climate change seriously for their own accounts. Just look at what happened to coal investors in the last year or so. So it's really important for them to understand this risk. It also has the chance of having effects beyond the direct fossil fuel sector. It's going to be a major shift as we either adjust to a low-carbon economy or as we face the consequences of not having adjusted. Either one will be significant, and investors need to be prepared. Well, they have a selfish role of looking out for their own accounts and making sure that they're investing wisely. They also have a role of public benefit in demanding the truth from the fossil fuel industry. The fossil fuel industry has erected a very considerable apparatus to lie to the world, and particularly to Congress, about climate change. When you lie to investors, you step into a very different situation. And so investors have the ability to put the pressure on these companies to actually tell the truth. Well, you see today as we sit here, ExxonMobil is having its shareholder meeting, and shareholders are yet again trying to force a shareholder referendum on Exxon reporting its climate risk. Exxon has been relentless at opposing these kind of shareholder actions over many years, but the pressure is building and it's been significant, and big, powerful investors like CalPERS are involved. So it's not some little crank with, her sign in the back. This is really the big powerhouse investors that are coming on board. Goldman Sachs and others are demanding a higher level of scrutiny. I think we are almost inevitable leaders, but that doesn't mean that we can't foul it up. The likeliest way to foul it up would be for the fossil fuel industry to continue its really aggressive hostility towards anything on climate in Congress. They say one thing publicly at the CEO level, but when they come to Congress, their lobbyists are saying, ignore those guys, don't you dare believe them, we'll have your head if you cross us. So that risks creating an environment in which we can't meet our duties as Americans to do this. The other thing that I think people should be aware of is that the good guys, the Cokes and the Pepsis, the Walmarts, the Marses, the Unilevers, the Apples and the Googles, none of them are showing up in Congress. The net lobbying in Congress of the climate corporate good guys is probably net negative, because some of them have delegated their lobbying to big institutional business lobby groups that have been taken over by the fossil fuel industry. So if there's anything that will make a big difference, it's for investors to force the good guy companies to put their advocacy where their policy already is.